most one-sided game they've had was 16-12 against them. Other than that, it's always been like close to 30 maps. They definitely know how to play this map. They're definitely comfortable. And if we don't see a big show up by Vici, they could lose it 2-0. The reality is there. I think this is where they come in 100% focused because they know that this is not a team they can underestimate.
I do have to correct myself. I thought it was Jam Young that underperformed on Nuke when they played against Divine Vendetta. He actually was plus 19. It must have been another game that I had within my memory for him. I know in the first game on Mirage he was -1, which isn't that crazy, but he was also 4th overall with his AD difference. So a little bit unfortunate for him in that game. But again, we had massive step ups. I mean, was it Alman had some ridiculous plays? He was 31 and 23 when it came down to Nuke, and obviously went into overtime. But I think this is gonna be a tough one. Like Tiger again, I think they struggle with a lot of consistency problems. I hope that doesn't necessarily carry over into a match like this, since this would be a big victory for them. I think 4 wins is what they're looking for to be like guaranteed through into the playoffs. But then seeding is gonna be becoming a major factor, especially for Vici. I think this is a game you can't take your foot off of the gas, right? You don't want to play against Tiger in your first game potentially, and they get knocked out early on the playoffs when everyone's fighting for that one slot into the major.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. Yeah. For Tiger, I don't think they'll be going down to the relegation. I just want to check actually their matches. So they've got D13 and Mazlai to play. They would have to lose to Mazlai and D13 to be in with a chance of going down. Plus the results for Bren and Mazlai and Lucid Dreams would have to be positive as well, because they'd each have to get to 3 wins, which I don't think is even possible at this point, unless they're beating Tai Lu and stuff, which just realistically guarantees us that we'll end up with Tiger at worst case scenario like 6th or 7th, but that's a real possibility that they end up down there, and they don't want to, because that means that they'll have to have a rematch versus Vici or a Tai Lu, or maybe even a Divine Vendetta if the day is right, if the seeding works correctly, that and obviously the rest of the games for Divine Vendetta work out, and those are not games they want to be taking. I mean, Tiger are in a spot where they need top 3 really to guarantee themselves to move forward. Remember, this is the team currently leading the region for RMR points. But as we said, the winner of this gets 2K. The winner of the next season, of the fall season, gets 2.5K points. That's far more. Tiger only have 1,600 at the moment. So the ante really gets upped closer to the major, which I also really like. I think that's a great system, because a team could be really good a couple months back, like at the start of Road to Rio. They could be sick, they could get really good placement, they could win, and they could fall off over the next 6 months and end up qualifying to the major because they got a lot of points back then, if it was all even, you know, and they wouldn't deserve this spot. So I think the fact that the closer to the major we get, the more points that you're actually going to earn for those wins in the tournaments, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I obviously like the idea. Like, you don't want to see a team. I mean, I think it's obviously based on the fact that the next major was so delayed because of coronavirus. I'm curious to see how they adapt. I know we talked about this before, like kind of adapt the strategy later on into next year, if this is what they want to keep, which I do kind of hope so. But let's see, in the pistol round, some early ramp control going to the way of Vici as they're trying to make their way down towards lower. Cabal is going to lose that duel up against Joking, living up to that entry fragger roll, and Advent is about the player towards the right hand side as he closes the door in NCL's face, but they'll get the bomb down.
They will indeed. Bomb planted. Shots landing for Tiger, though, as they pull it back into a 4-on-3 with low HP for Zoking. That should be a fairly easy kill to clean up. Look at that grouping up together. Tiger will push out, but 9. He was a little bit slow on the swing, meaning that he goes down without the trade. Dobu eventually able to follow up, though. And as they now sit down in the 1 versus 3, the bomb's already been defused. He's got to swing and take the shot. That's actually quite sad. Alman was right on his head, but missed. And so we're going to end up on the 1-0 as Tiger land themselves the opening. But the thing is, they gave the bomb plant over. Jason, we know what that means.
Yeah, it should be a buy for Vici. We do see Tiger going straight for the M4s, FAMAS, 9. It's about 2,900. We'll go FAMAS as well. So I think they're already thinking ahead, obviously. Thinking ahead to round 3. Kaze is going to go for the scout towards outside, maybe looking for a shot. But he's not going to be gifted. There's no scout. It's just going to be Aircast playing with the M4, trying to help out NCL as he's going to be sitting towards the second vent. Joking just walking his way forward. Aircast being very cautious about this too, waiting for a sound cue, waiting maybe for smokes to be thrown in. I feel like Aircast has such a pivotal point because if he falls, they're going to be in such a tough spot to defend.
Well, luckily enough, he's not even taken a lick of damage in that first fight. He does have to be careful of his back. The player already flanking around in garage. He sees one up on top of red. And with how free that player is seeming to jump up, I guess something started to tick away. He started to get suspicious. It doesn't matter about whether he thought that a player was in garage or not, though, because he's lost his head. Kaze quick on the shot with the scout. And the outside control goes over towards Vici. Another shot for Kaze. A double opening now with that scout, but his teammates have been traded back. I think he's also tagged up Cabal. This is a huge round for the scout. A quick headshot that doesn't actually follow through on the kill. But Cabal is caught on the way back by none other than Kaze. Seems like we're just going to keep on saying his name this round. He's already got a 3K. He's single-handedly trying to win this round for Vici. As Advent goes down to plant this bomb, Kaze with the smoke for single door to give cover. They need to worry about the double, where Dobu swings it open and manages to take the hero down. Advent now has to lead himself to victory in this 1v2.
Here's the glass being broken as he does turn his attention over towards double doors, and NCL will get the kill. Still a costly round, but it's going to be a round loss, but the bomb also planted yet again. So costly for both teams, and I would almost assume now we should be having 4-step out of Vici another time. Keep the pressure onto their opponents. And they rescue the one M4. I was imagining they would go get the one Aircast had. I think NCL is just quickly in hot pursuit of that. I think he will secure it as well. And yeah, look at that. Kaze's first shot. We talked about how good he is on the AWP, but the scout here really like showing his scout prowess.
See, the thing is, a strong AWPer is actually really dangerous on the scout because, okay, they might just go for tags a lot of the time. Like, obviously, hitting the head's quite difficult, but it's about the versatility of that weapon. You can be in and out of an angle in a second, having already fired a shot perfectly accurately. You just need to strafe in. You've got basically full movement speed when you've got that out. And so Kaze can just swing around a corner, take a shot, disappear, and all of a sudden you're either 30 HP or he's headshot you and you're dead. Quite rare that he misses the shot. Whereas if you then contrast that with the AWP, he's got to swing out, and you're much more, you're kind of like walking in mud, right? When you go in for those peaks, much more lumbersome. So you got to swing around, post up, wait for the accuracy to set in, take the shot. The scout provides much more fast gameplay, I suppose. And for someone like Kaze, who's very well versed in the more aggressive play with the scope, you just don't want to be against it. They've actually come in here with quite a decent buy, the benefit of the double bomb plant. So they've got their loss bonus up to round 3, a bomb plant as well, and so smokes, a little bit of utility. I mean, they've used up a lot of it already, but even still, the fact they've got deagles and pistols alongside it with some armor, it's a pretty huge start for them.
Well, ball's going to fade away towards ramp. They're actually going to flash in. So ground will be gained, but the bomb still going to be back towards, I believe, T lobby. Yeah, we're towards our entrance. They kind of feint the ramp control, looking to bust into the upper bomb site. They have a smoke and a flash left on Advent. Hoping to get a bomb plant here, maybe prevent those 2 MP9s from cleaning up kills and also leaving Almond. Anyone flanking back from ramp or maybe looking at pushing from behind. And they're walking out squeaky door. They haven't been spotted. Dobu, though, he's going to go for the first point of contact. He gets the initial kill. He's going to follow thereafter, and NCL has to stay alive here. They could lose out on quite a few guns. Just have support up towards heaven now.
Here's the flash for the peak. That flash didn't look like it was going to land, but it did. Oh, Almond's up above. Easy kill. Now they've got to be very, very worried. 9. What a great spray control. Sprays it down, takes Advent low, and that's it. But still, 2 kills is good for Vici. Their investment was relatively low, and they got it off the back of their bomb plans. Now they get to come in with rifles, and the reinvestment from Tiger is going to at least cost them something.
I think if they got a 3rd kill, that would have been even better. Because there was, what, 2 players with MP9s? So they just were going to rebuy up anyways.
I think there's probably a pretty decent chance they didn't rebuy, that they just took them as a bonus.
Really?
But
full bonus again? Okay.
Yeah, I think we've seen that a couple of times, right? But But no, definitely now the thing is they come in with a better chance of winning the round, right? Just because they don't get to play out a bonus doesn't mean that's a bad thing necessarily. So in a way, that might just allow Tiger to go up to, you know, 4 or 5-0 then off the back of it.
Nice flash. Aircast gets one, and hey, he might be able to upgrade this straight to the AK. You can see that he wants it. He's gonna get it. No chance to protect it. Kaze just gets double nated, but then again, it's only 17 HP. Tiger off to a pretty good start.
That could have been very awkward on the ramp as well originally. You see the way they ran into each other. If you imagine Vici were stacked up on the smoke, they flash through, they run in. The two of these guys are just running into each other like, oh, you go first. No, after you, after you. It'd be very, very awkward. But luckily, they'll stay away from Reddit for now. "40 seconds. Vici man disadvantage. Very little map control. I mean, Zokin getting down towards the vents is the only real advantage that they have. The problem is Tiger know that they've given that up, right? So they're going for a passive B hole towards the back. This ramp split has to work out. But 9 is able to find one kill, back off. Now he knows there's a player's sight, so he's going to stay on the ramp itself. And Kaze's not even looking the right way.
So the trade will come through. That's going to be an op now down. Very expensive. Could be recovered though. Open the door and spam down. Alma gets extremely low. The bomb won't be planted, and now there's no time left. He's going to run away back towards ramp, and Tiger swarm the site. They get the kills, they rescue the op, and they get double AKs. 4-0 now for Tiger. But I still get very cautious when we see scorelines like this, even as dominant as they have been. We saw, what, just a 6-0 earlier on. And that didn't really amount to much, unfortunately. It ended up, I think, 8-7 at the half.
So here's the thing, Jason, right? If you're... So you come into round number 3. Round number 2, let's say. You go in with your deagles and stuff, and you kill the players. You kill 2 guys. Get rid of those SMGs. Those guys have to reinvest. They'll probably get dropped down 4. So you're going to have 3 to 4 players on no money on the CT side. The problem is, you actually make that round harder for... Oh, hold on. They're rushing out with pistols. They're getting some success already. Zoking, Jam Young, able to kill each. Now the bomb plan can come in. It's a 4v3. That point's going to have to wait till later, because Tiger on the verge of losing this round versus the worst buy for Vici so far.
Ooh, Cabal. He wants to get out. They're waiting for the smoke to dissipate. They still have kits. Ooh. Just gets a little haircut there for Cabal, which is going to help during quarantine. Nine now has an opportunity to push in, but again, they don't really want to lose the op. The money's not so great. Aircast protects off his teammates, so they can get up in towards the site. But Kazi's going to take down 9. That's the op now gone. They have to worry about a player in towards heaven. They have a lot of U2 left for in the hands of Aircast, but he's not throwing any of it down. Vici Gaming will overrun them on the site. They take the round. They rescue the op and 2 AKs, and just like that, again, Vici bounced back. Just like I was saying before, it doesn't matter 4-0.
So Tiger had the money there. You can't allow them. I mean, if you're not watching for the main run out, you've got to have your mollies in play. More frequently, you have to just have somebody watching for it up in heaven. It was a very loose round from Tiger on the CT side, and every gap they left got exploited. What I was going to say was round 2, if you do damage on the T side, right? Same situation Vici in. You kill 2 or 3 people. And the problem is, if you kill those players, they're going to reinvest, and they'll get M4s now instead of having SMGs. So you make the round right away, round number 3, you make it harder for yourself, but if you win it, that's round number 4, wouldn't it be? But if you win it, then you set them off to an eco, and so you get a second round for free. But then the problem is, if you don't win it, the impact of the previous round is practically non-existent. But then Vici, I mean, that was the point I was going to make, right? So that therefore Tiger get off to the really strong start. They get a 5-0, blah, blah, blah. But Vici, they just rushed A with pistols. And I really don't know how they got away with that. Or rather, I don't know how Tiger left that big of a gap for them to get away with it. As we move into the final minute of this round, it's been a man advantage we saw seized early by Kaze on outside. And Vici moved down through secret. Now, Dobus seems to have a little bit of a suspicion about this. He's sitting right at the doors. He's scaring me a little bit on what he's going to go for. That smoke gives away his position. He's going to allow them to open it potentially and then swing around, use it as a early detection system.
Well, the detection system might not matter. Jokin's able to pick off his entire team. He loses out on 2, and Dobu gets at least 1. Still 3 on 2. You gotta favor Vici in this situation. Time's taken away, but you can already hear the bomb being planted. And NCL gets caught on the rotate back out. Dobu just needs to save the op. Here, Vici. Screw that. Don't let him. And he's dead. Oh, that was... I stopped for a second there, thinking I might have just sabotaged him. Just cursed him.
You could see the no-scope. But no. Unfortunately, we won't see it on our screens, only in our mind's eye. As 4-2 we go. And Vici, like the current position they're in, it's not terrible at all. Matter of fact, it should be a lot worse. They can be pretty happy with where they're at. The question I have is, do they find the next buy route? Because if they do, I think Tiger are going to start to get a little bit upset. Remember, we mentioned that coming into this series, Tiger obviously not expected to take Nuke. It's more so on a Mirage that they could do it. But last time it was 16-13 between these teams. So even these smallest of mistakes, giving away rounds like that pistol we saw, like that previous one there as well, could be what ends up costing them this series. I mean, I expect Tiger, both of these teams in fact, to be completely switched on the whole way through.
Thing is, we were obviously talking about each team winning their own map pick, most likely, and going to a third map. It was a good start by Tiger, but as you said, something just switching on for Vici, and well, we need to see Tiger respawn. We need to have him, I guess, get a closer round here, because it's been quite one-sided in the last few, in my opinion. You have the M4s, 9. Probably gonna go into, I guess, a FAMAS because he needs some utility. Okay, well, he goes M4 instead. They have 2 incendiaries, which isn't going to be ideal considering Vici have already rushed the upper bomb site before. Then again, it's pistols, so probably not happening this round. And Ericast has sneaked his way in towards garage. Not sure they're going to expect this. He has to watch Dobu's back. And again,
by that flash.
this spot does give you a quick rotate if they do go down secret.
Yeah, no, it does. Thing is, oh no, Aircast. Well, now they know exactly where he is, so they won't be caught off guard by a rotate. He can't really watch for main because if he sticks around here, he'll just be isolated. They'll smoke main, smoke cross for heaven, go on into garage and take him down. Dobu trying to combat the map control they've lost. He's thinking about pushing through single. If he does this, he's already gone through, in fact, in the smoke, the swing, and it caught Jam Young a little bit off guard, but he's still able to hit that shot. And a quick flick over. A 5v4. Vici taking this round very slowly, very methodical. They went outside, they faked the presence, they pushed the player back so he's not able to get free info. In fact, he's a little scared to even peek, knowing that there's a strong possibility of even an off watching him. Then they go back into main, they find the push from Dobu. Now he's getting the info that there were at least 2, I think maybe even 3 players moving from outside back into main. That's why Urcast changed his position up a little bit more. Got more aggressive in towards the A side itself. And now he's going right on through, but the molly just ticked him. They will have heard that. They know that he was in the Molotov close to the vent. Kaze's ready for that. He knows a single lord push is possible. Surely he should know that. But it looks like he'll be unpunished as he quickly makes his way towards the ramp.
Now he needs to get a few. Or they need to save. It's a 2-on-4. It's already being flashed up. He's being forced out of his position. Almond has an inkling that he's going to be in this direction. And that's going to be Aircast to already go for the save himself. Nine's going to back away. And that's going to be things all tied up now at 4 apiece. Really rough times in these last rounds. I feel like they've had only a handful if anything, in what seems like the last 3. At least they keep the 2 M4s, but in reality, are the M4s going to be enough to win the round? I know we've seen just Eagles win rounds. We've seen, hell, even one AK win a round. But it's the disturbing lack of utility that really kind of is scaring me here, Mitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you've already said it a couple times, right? We saw the faster play from them earlier on, and if Vici were to go in for that, Tiger don't really have anything except for heads-up aim duels to combat that. But luckily, doesn't seem like they're going to go all too aggressive. But in a round like this, where there's so little utility, this is somewhere that Kaze can absolutely excel. Any opportunity that, any peek the Tigers take is a gamble that they're not running into the scope of Kaze. You can see they're aware of that. They're not really taking any risks at the moment. The double stack towards the ramp as well. They're just trying to fake out a bit of heavier A presence with the smokes. Did they double smoke that? That must be a bit of miscommunication. Outside control as well, and you can see that all the while Jam Young is just watching for the ramp push, hoping that all the utility they're using up on the other side of the map drags those ramp players into a more aggressive stance because of the buy they're on. But in fact, they just go for a passive rotate in through the CT spawn up towards heaven, and so Cabal's left to solo hold that in towards the ramp with a 5-7. I like that. I think they kind of realize there's a chance they're being baited in.
Just hoping, please don't come this way, please don't come this way, please don't come this way. And they're gonna rush in, get down towards vent. Very successfully, not a single point of damage being taken. They have to worry about at least one M4 coming from ramp. The other one already gonna pick up a kill on the Kaze. Bomb will go down though. And Ericus, he's gotta be a big playmaker. Him and Nine together have to really shine as, well, maybe it's not just him. The ball comes in, gets a kill. It's gonna be down to the 2-on-2, just like that. It was only the 2 M4s in the round here for Tiger, and yet they're so close to closing this round out. Advent's gonna fall now. The smoke goes down. Jokin's gonna be on site. We talked about him before. It's getting insane aim and for some insane plays. The bomb's planted to his left-hand side. Aircast, he has no kit. He's not even sticking it. Jokin's just gonna go for the full peek. He's completely out behind the silo. The round's won, but he wants the kill. Vici Gaming, that was still all too close, and he, wow, survives. I thought he would take way more damage there. It's a spot I gotta use next time I play.
Jason, let's be real. You don't survive till after the bomb explodes.
I do, if I'm saving.
Fair point, fair point. The other point that you have to bring up as well is that for Tiger, you know, the round history here is that they got 4 straight rounds. They were 4-0 up. And not only that, they won... So this is the funny thing, Jason. They won the pistol round. They won the force buy, the eco, the full buy, and then they lost the eco and haven't won a round since. Oh, just smacked my mic. I don't know if you heard that. But that's quite odd that you win the first buy round. That should be 5-0 pretty much every single time. But they did all the groundwork, all the difficult rounds they got under their belt, and then they threw it away the last time.
Well, getting back down towards the lower bomb site. Better weaponry this time, though, for Tiger. See Nine trying to push in from ramp here, but he's not really being gifted too much. As of course I say that. There's an angle. Doba's gonna take down Kaze, so they lose their opper. But likewise, Nine's gonna fall to Almond. And Almond's coming from ramp. What a shot. What an angle as well from him. Even all into the last 2 players out of Tiger. And they're just gonna have to save again. The money is just not being there for Tiger. And this is another round straight for Vici. I mean, they're really showing why they have a 100% win rate on Nuke. 5 rounds straight. 6 rounds straight, I should say.
Ha! Nice maths, Jason. Yeah, no, definitely. You're looking at a fairly dominant T side, and the problem is we haven't really seen anything from Tiger, right? That one buy round they won was they played as a bonus. Urkas got pretty aggressive on the ramp, caught them off guard a little bit with the early fights. You can't rely on that consistently. Or more so, it doesn't build faith that when they come into these future rounds where now it's not a case of them winning one buy round, right? I'm not questioning that they can do that, but they have to win pretty much every round from this point forward. Anything over the next 5 rounds is a bonus for Vici, and they've got so much money. There's no point over the next 4 rounds where you'll see Vici eco. So Tiger don't just need to win a gun round. They don't need to get a fluky, you know, they rushed through and I sprayed them down, something like that. They need to find a strategy that's working. They need to figure out Vici. And that's not easy. And as well as that, pretty much every buy they get is with like no utility. So I actually really like the investment they're making now so that they can get a proper buy. Because they haven't had one so far. It's always been like, we've got M4s, but we've got 2 smokes.
I mean, I said another round, like I think it was 9. He buys up an M4, a smoke, and a flash. I thought he was going to FAMAS just to have the extra utility. Oh, boo. That's unfortunate.
Could have been huge.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Just fighting for scraps here. Tiger trying to get a weapon, trying to get a kill, at least in this round. The ball, I mean, he may be able to catch Jamyoung here. But you can't really expect too much more after that. You have Joking. Actually, he's on low HP, so maybe a double kill could happen. The patience out of Jamyoung. The stand-up between him and Cabal. 50 seconds left, and Vici will slowly start to make their way in towards the site.
Well, he said slowly, but unfortunately that doesn't correlate with caution, as Cabal is able to take down 2 of them quite quickly and put Vici into a position where a 3v2, it's not how it should have been from the beginning. The AWP in the hands of 9 can make up for the lack of armor, but he's got a 1v3 it. Knows there's a player in towards radio, but Alman's not coming towards him. And the problem is he doesn't know that, so that's just going to cost him so much time. And eventually he'll go for the save. I think he's making the right call, even if he didn't know where Alman was, even if his teammate had died on the B site. As soon as it's a 1v3, it's not worth going for. Did he escape? Yeah, okay, he did. I think Alman was like a millisecond away from spotting him.
Still might. I mean, technically I'm right. He spotted him. There you go. Make it expensive, but when Advent has 15k, well, everyone has 12k or more except Joking. It's not really gonna do all too much. And Tiger now losing 7 rounds straight to Vici. Again, Mitch, I feel like I've said this every match we've casted. Just this game has just turned into streaky kind of halves, where a team will, you know, put up 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, and then the other team will do pretty much exactly the same. Look at the pace being picked up yet again, and Advent immediately getting Cabal down to 5 HP. Kaze just jumping, finishes off the kill, Assassin's Creed like. That's the ball site taken yet again.
Both of them were in midair. That's probably the first time I've seen that.
Like some anime.
Like Dragon Ball Z. Flying up in the sky. Fine. Smoke down. Urcast is cut off. They will have heard him, right? Getting hit by the Molotov. He's just bailing on this one. Doesn't look like they want anything to do with that anymore. 9 leaving with the AWP. NCL trying the same. I don't know if he's going to get out of here. They're looking to peek. They're looking to get aggressive. They've seen him retreating. They know it's a save. And they're going quickly after him. Look at this. A mini stampede. NCL's not getting out of here for free. I think that smoke's probably secured him. It'd be crazy to push through that. Like, look, there's no way you preempt that angle. He's easily got you. They realized it's just not worth it. 8-4.
Yeah, do they really care when we have this kind of score line?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? By the way, Jason, you've just shown me a really cool thing. We might as well share it with the people. If you're watching right now, if you're listening, if you're out there, you're looking for some great CS:GO content, and I mean this. They didn't even tell us to say this. Head over to the PGL Twitter. It's PGL Esports on Twitter. They just posted a really sick video, one of the edits from a train game earlier on. They've been pumping out really cool content on Twitter like every day. The post-day match frags and stuff. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, you'll enjoy that. I guarantee it.
Mitch guarantee. Can't argue with that.
There you go.
Good old Hans Zimmer making an appearance in CS. So we're into the bomb plant. We're into the after plant. 8 rounds straight for Vici, and Tiger's looking to finally stop this. Jam Young down to 15 health. And he will be finished off, but look at this. Advent still pushed up and very aggressive. NCL's going to be coming in from behind as well. Kaze's going to fall. Advent's going to be here in the 2-on-2. He's looking for the next kill. It's onto the Opper, but NCL's going to drop down ramp. Almond, the last alive. Going to be Molotov'd off, but he should have a line on the diffuser. The bomb's being ticked away, and he does get the kill, and he tries to get around the corner in time. He has it, just barely.
There we go. 5 on the board for Tiger. Only problem is if they want to avoid being made into rugs, they've got to come back with a little bit more of a bite. Their T side's already going to have to be impressive. Everybody on the panel is suggesting it's going to be a 2-1 or 2-0 for Vici, but Vici was the consistent factor. We mentioned it's possible that Tiger win, but very much relies on the next map going their way, and I really want to see them take Nuke, honestly, if they're going to win. I think Inferno's pretty damn Vici-sided. So it's either 2-0 for Tiger or Vici win the game. One way or another. It's a good start at least. Oh, it's a very good start. Cabal got very greedy for that map control. Almost lost the AWP and one of the man advantages they've got just to lob the volley in, but hell, it worked. It stopped them pushing ramp, and they stay back afterwards as well. Now, knowing a player could have rotated in from heaven, that could be a second op on the angle. So instead, they're going to look for the A site, running right on through Secret. And Dope has pulled off the angle, so they've got clear access to vent.
Well, 9. Not able to take down Jam Young, but again, doing enough damage. They should be able to close out this round. And this is what blows my mind, is what is it about what just happened in the round before? Was it confidence being gained? It was 8 rounds straight for Vici. And now they're struggling just to even get 2 kills in a round.
Oh yeah, it's very unusual. I guess in a way, like Tiger are getting more confident, right? They're grabbing those opening duels. They're not trading back afterwards. You saw this early push. Look at that. You're talking about confidence. He's just pushing straight through the smoke on Squeaky in the first 10 seconds of the round. That's confidence if ever I've seen it. Oh, 9. That was nasty. But, yeah, when you got that sort of stuff happening, Cabal, double op. Double pick with the op, I should say. Got one ramp and then one later on the bottom of ramp. You've been picking up rounds, understandably. But let's be real. 8-7. It's not great for Tiger. They wanted to win out the CT side somewhat convincingly. Not necessarily because their T side is bad, but just because that's what you need to do. You gotta do the work.
I mean, it would be a nice bounce back after losing 8 rounds straight. Finish off, you know, with 7. But, oh, wow, okay, 9. Someone's kind of hit his groove. And Almond's all of a sudden just left alone against 3. Bombs down. Minute of time left to go, and he's trying to play around the flak. Word.
Well, you know, if you look at this contextually to their last game, again, their last game was on the 7th of May versus Vici. And it was 16-13 that they lost the game. But they started on the T side, and they found 9 rounds T side, but only 4 out of 14 on the CT. So, look, if they can come in with the same terror side performance, I mean, technically, based on the last game we saw, this is a better Tiger, right? They've done better CT side than they did last time by almost double. So they can still come in with a chance.
I don't think we can count them out. I don't think we can count either of these teams out when it comes to different maps. Even though Vici have 100% win rate here. I mean, you're bound to lose eventually, right? Just the law of averages.
People thought NIP would never lose. Was it 86 maps straight?
Yeah, that was dominating.
Zoking's in danger. He's seen 2 players towards the back of the site. Does he suspect NCL? He seems to have an inkling of it. You can see him though. And this is where things could go terribly wrong. Dobu only good for 1, but NCL answers back eventually. Kaze's low. He got the jump on Zoking from this back corner. And now he looks at the final, but Zoking, or Kaze, excuse me, it was Zoking that got dropped. Oh man, he even gets the kid and lands it afterwards.
He actually could have stuck it right away and been fine. A little bit too close for comfort there, to be honest, for me. Kaze still will win the round either way, but the T's, Tiger, they get the bomb planted. Zoking right here.
Wow, yeah.
That was huge. I mean, that takes away so much control from the Tiger side. Again, that was a 3-piece for him.
You see the swing out by NCL, perfectly timed to trade his teammate. And when Zoking went down, I thought, oh, that's it. And Kaze's so low, just 2 shots to the body, he's done. Only 1 of them found.
I mean, we're going to see the force.
Been...
What's up? A pistol?
A pistol would have been huge for Tiger, just to get that start off on the T side.
I mean, it's still not really a bound around here for them either. They're up again. Okay, well, they're having an XM on Vici side. Okay, never mind. This is the roughest timeline here for Tiger. I mean, they have the 2 AKs. I mean, if they win here, they could technically... Actually, no, I can't say they will tie things up necessarily. Because I almost expect Vici to force up again, since I think they're going to have to double save. I mean, either way. Jamyang, a little bit of a later smoke to delay. I think Tiger almost hoping there's some aggression somewhere, but they're starting to move towards ramp. Jamyang's on the other side of this. I think Aircast is setting up a flash.
He still has a molly. Jamyang. There it is. 35 seconds left. He could have delayed that slightly. I think he didn't need to bounce it off the wall because he got down so early, but I respect it. He's playing it safe behind the site, but now they've seen him. Here's the flank from Zoking. They don't expect it. They don't think that those steps are from an enemy. They thought it was a teammate, and so they take a lot of damage. Cabal falls, but low HP on a couple others as Jamyang tears them apart. That was a jump scare and a half for the T side, who managed to still pull into it a little bit until Alman and Advent shut that down. 10-7. Vici hit double digits and Tiger in trouble. They're in rough water at the moment, 3 behind and forced to an eco because they didn't get a bomb plant in that last round. They will have pretty much nothing.
They only recover the 1 AK though. It's kind of hoping for them to get a little bit more out of that. Just so they would be able to build up a stable economy. I mean, that's obviously... We're looking for Vici to win for Tiger. Yeah, second round's not going to work out, so the pistol round loss is unfortunate. Even because Alman had like no HP left, or was it Kaze? Whoever last player was in that pistol round. Yeah, he had no health. He gets tagged down to like 10 HP when he was like at 27. It's like one more bullet would have been enough to finish him off, and that maybe could have changed how this game's gone now. You got a deagle, P250, another deagle. This is starting to go towards Vici's way, and I mean, 8 rounds T side in a row. Can't even begin to wonder how their CT side could go for him. And Gem again playing safe. Gonna get tagged up and Sinderi to buy more time. There's no rotations towards him actually. It's kind of Kaze who's eventually gonna make his way over there. It's over towards Hell. He's gonna smoke it up for Jamyang. He's gonna sit onto his flash. Teaser change things up. They head towards upper. And, well, that's a pretty clean round. They're losing 1.
Did the rifle fall down? No. Or did Advent have an SMG as well up above? I think they did. Because they only had the AK going in, right?
Yeah, only 1. And they had a FAMAS, though. Maybe it's FAMAS they lost.
Yeah, it would have been. So he pulls back further wide here. I wonder if the weapon fell down when he died. Oh, no, it stayed there. Kaze could have ran and got it. Just, obviously, amidst the chaos, didn't really think of it. It happens. Here's a flash over. Zoking going to get aggressive yet again with the SMG. He got caught by a little bit, I think. And the AK is waiting for him, but he still wins the duel somehow. That's a disaster for 9. He shouldn't be losing that.
They're still on the scout. Such a big bonus round for them. And I think it's really going to frustrate Tiger. They can't close this round out. What, 2 SMGs and a scout? And they're
great SMG push. The flash basically played no role in that duel, right? It was just heads up aim, and Soaking won it with an MP9. Now crossing over. Kaze is hoping he finds an angle, but no, they're fast pushing down the secret. Brave versus all these weaker weapons. Smoke balloons. The spray is good for Alman. Pre-farted on the corner. He won't pick that AK up just yet. They're spamming as if he was, though, and he was on the right line of sight. I'm surprised he stuck around so long. I mean, you could clearly tell they were spraying it, right? And he stood right behind the AK.
Mm.
Like a deer in headlights. But that's the damage the SMGs have managed to accrue early on. They have still got to go up against those 2 rifles and the scout.
Oh, one of those rifles is going to be right here on Jamyoung. This is going to be scary the second they walk out this door. Dobu's got the bomb, and I think Dobu might be the first to fall. No, he gets inside of the smoke. Jamyoung's just going to hold the angle. He goes for the spray down. He gets the kill, but it's still just the 1-for-1 trade. Ball on aircast now. It's Kaze going to lose his head, leaving it all onto Jamyoung. The smoke's going to fade. He has Incendiary, he has a grenade, but he needs one of these kills, and there it is. It comes through. Cabal peeks a little bit too wide. Incendiary now popped down. He's going to hold this defuse. Aircast's gonna have to push through the smoke. Oh no, the Molotov! Oh, bitch! Oh, I literally just heard from countries away, bless, slap his forehead of what is happening. I mean, he obviously has to go for it, right? They want to win the round, but then to completely whip the shots and then to die to the fire, and that still was a bonus round for Vici. That hurts.
It most definitely does. Like, okay, Jamyoung finding that kill, that's cool, but Urcast... Oh, no. Well, it's 12-7. 5 rounds between the teams as Tiger struggled to get another on the board. Matter of fact, Urcast struggled to keep his feet. I think he just fell off the silo. He'll be back up there in a second. Kaze in a nice little early aggressive position. He caught Urcast coming down. Another there with the Molotov. They're just running through it. Oh man, Soaking had to hit them like once because they were so damaged up by the molly. Now it's a 5v2, and how quickly Tiger lose these rounds is the second most impressive thing. Most impressive is how they continuously go for these duels individually. Genuinely, I mean, there was an attempt. There was at least an attempt at trading in towards main, but that was through a Molotov. So it's like you get points for trying, I guess. Oh. Peak main, Kaze's there. You go out, you peek Squeaky, Kaze's there. He's just everywhere.
All-encompassing Kaze. Oh, it's weird. I find it weird that we haven't really seen many Malaysian players, now that I think about it. I think Blim might be able to, like, correct me on this. I'm actually going to look it up right now. I mean, he's the only one that really stands out. I don't know. Can you think of any other ones?
No.
Yeah. I think I'm Malaysian. I mean, it's just Kaze pretty much. Kind of surprising with how humid, especially during monsoon season. You would think there'd be a lot of people sitting inside playing games.
Maybe there are, and they're just not very good at it. Who knows?
I mean, that's why I look towards Sweden as having a lot of strong players.
Yeah, sure, makes
especially
sense.
during like the during the winter season when it's obviously cold outside, but then it's night half the time when you're up towards the north.
No PCs in the sauna.
That's
problem.
Finland.
I'm surprised. Why does Finland have lots of saunas, but Sweden doesn't? Just a random cultural mutation?
Yeah, I don't know. Every Finnish person I've ever talked to in my entire existence has always talked about going to the sauna. Like,
I mean, it's not like half of them have them in their houses.
it's like
Something close to that.
healthcare. Like everyone has it.
Yeah, where
Universal
you're from,
healthcare,
that's
universal
not.
saunas.
But yeah, no, it is. Honestly,
I was definitely like skeptic of saunas until I went to one and I was like, okay, I can see why this is nice.
it's gorgeous, man. You go to the gym and then you go there. There's 2 million saunas in Finland.
You just look that up.
Yeah, for a
Good Lord.
population of 5.3 million people, 2 million saunas.
Oh my god. So for like every like 2.5 people, you have your own sauna.
Yeah. That's mad.
Big rush here though to the upper bomb site. Like definitely picking up the pace and crashing. They do have to close it out. Jamyoung down to 5, 23 for Kaze. I think this might just be the save. Give this round up. Don't lose too many weapons, especially the AKs. Almond. Maybe not getting the memo. I'm gonna say kill 2 would be nice, but finally Tigers gonna get their first round. Our first round of the half for them on the T side. And just like what we saw with Vici, they lost the first 4 and then they won the next 8. Could be a big streak of rounds now for Tiger, finally, which is desperately needed.
Now, Jason, I'm going to update that stat because I found another one. That's from 2013.
Oh
It
God.
says there's 3.3 million. So I don't know. There's a lot of saunas. That's all we know. Pretty much everyone has access to a sauna.
And like, what is it? Okay, are we talking
In
like
Finland.
singular room saunas? Or are we talking like the saunas that can fit multiple people?
I'd imagine you at least like 3 or 4, right? I've never seen like one person sauna. That's just called like a shower or something.
It's like they're preparing for the future of Finland, you know, for kids. Get that infrastructure set up.
Just win. If ever like they're ready for Game of Thrones, like the long night, just forever winter. They're no problem. Winter's coming though. I got my sauna, mate. Don't worry. Good to go. There's also a Finnish tradition, which is everybody stays inside like one night or something. I think it is, or maybe it's you just choose to do it, and you stay in. You wear nothing but your underwear, and you just drink. That's it. That's like a holiday, or I don't know.
I'm listening.
I'm interested.
And then
No
go in the
sauna
sauna
involved,
and drink. Oh no, that's dangerous.
That's a different holiday. That's the day after.
Oh, this aggression towards radio room. Kazi's gonna hold this angle. And if Cabal rounds this corner, there should be a kill. The problem is Tiger actually pushing in towards outside. They're leaving 2 back towards lobby, 3 towards secret. I don't know what these 2 players back here are gonna do. Are they gonna hit towards upper? Are they a delayed push? Jamyoung. So he comes around this corner, maybe hits the shot. It's gonna be very difficult to do so, but this is gonna buy a lot of time. 30 seconds left to go. He actually pulls away as they're faking the upper push. That's what it's for. Get the 3 players down secret and around. And look at that, Cabal just goes straight down the vent, catches him completely off guard. Where was Kaze with the up? What happened to the ramp hold?
That's a disaster. That's a really, really bad situation to allow him straight down vent like that without the communication that he can be down. Like, that player needs to be so aware of that as soon as it can happen.
Oh no, if he goes... Banter.
Yeah, they've just gone wild, though. Going through the smoke for that, plus the kill elsewhere, leaves Advent in a 1v3. He picks up the first, moving in towards more, but like the positions they're in right now, the bait from the double doors and the player close left, surely he doesn't check it. And no, he doesn't. Good bait in by NCL. Urcast finishing him, saving over the AWP and putting it 13-9. That's Tiger now 4 away. I mean, they're not in the worst position. They can definitely get back on into this. Back into the driver's seat.
I really wonder what happened. Maybe Cabal rotated. Or sorry, not Cabal, Kaze. Maybe he rotated off the angle in radio. Like he would have seen them setting up Molotovs. Or at least rushing to get in towards vent. He had to have rotated away, right? It had to have. I didn't hear a shot go off. Looks like a timeout's going to be coming through as they decide what they're going to do with the remaining funds. The Stormtrooper. I like that one. I like that one. Please tell me you get that, Mitch. You're not that young.
Something to do with, was it that movie Spaceballs? the other one?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta comb the desert.
I remember that. I remember.
Believe in the Schwartz.
I think that's like no, well it wouldn't be older, but that one's definitely more so before my time.
I like for that 1 second you thought that came out before Star Wars, but it's a comedy
based
off
Star
Star
Wars
Wars. Oh, so that's where they got the idea of Star Wars from.
No, it's just far before my time for sure. Where Star Wars, I guess, is stuck around more prominently to be absolutely butchered by Disney. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Have you? Whoops. That was unfortunate for Kaz. They just got spammed in from main. He didn't even know what was going on. He was trying to run away as well.
What were you gonna ask me?
I was gonna say there's a good meme which is like Disney reading the Marvel comics before making the movies, and it's like they're intently reading. And it's like Disney before making Star Wars, and they're just like throwing the comics behind them. It's a good meme.
Be careful. Disney owns like everything.
That's true. That's true. I love the new Star Wars. They're amazing. Favorite movies of all time.
I haven't even seen the new one. I'm a little sad. Just like I think Vici gonna be sad on this push. Losing 3 players for a trade at 1 Almond. He's gonna die as well. And again, just like that, just 1 round sparks an entire switch in rounds here. As Tiger are gonna take themselves up to 10. Jamyoung last alive. He's just gonna save the M4. I don't know what it is about this game. Is that once they finally win that one, it's not like Vici didn't have the money anymore. It's not like they didn't have the economy to buy up. But something flips internally within Tiger's side, and now they're 3 away from tying things up.
And we mentioned that their T side is definitely strong from what we saw the last time they played Vici. I'm not sure if it's that more so than Vici's CT side being a little bit shaky. You can see at the moment, I mean, you mentioned they're 3 away from tying it. Really, they should be 2. Like, there's the 1 M4 saved, but the rest of the players should just be eco. Man, you're laughing if you get that kill, Zercast. Advent not aware of what was going on. Dobu double opening. I mean, the thing is, it's not like that round there was anything particularly atrocious by Vici. Kaze trying the early openings, I don't mind. He's already had success from those positions as well, but not to the point that it's predictable. The push from outside, I guess, not having Kaze having to pull a player in towards the site from there, you're giving up that map control. The double opening by Dobu is exceptional. It won't happen every single round. It is something that obviously Vici should have been able to combat. But then Urcast just runs through the smoke, completely catches the player in main off guard. And on the back of that, you've got the round win already. It was a very quick, very heads-up round of Counter-Strike that completely worked out. And I think without that opening duel to Kaze, it probably doesn't go nearly as well. And that was just, I mean, a good spam for sure. But at the end of the day, it's luck that it landed.
Looking at around 24, I'm going to be obviously watching Jamyoung. This has to be the one that has a chance for them to win the round. Only 15 kills at the moment. Was definitely the big player on Nuke last time. And I think he just barely spots that one, and there it is. And the spray onto the second. Oh my god, 9 on 1 HP. 1 more bullet. That would have been such a massive advantage. Potentially some guns be picked up. And Akaze, ooh, he gets the M4. He's denying him any sort of access towards hell. And again, the 1 bullet hits. Spray pattern gets completely messed up. At least the aim. I know, I've been looking to maybe come out here and pick up the M4. It's kind of like Gladiator going on.
I mean, with 9-1 HP, I'm surprised he's even going for a peek. Look, he's actually looking towards the CT spawn. And that's why I'm surprised. It's a quick little flick by Advent. Didn't even have to be the headshot. Just connect onto him absolutely anywhere, and the kill's already yours. So another player lost for a T side that don't necessarily have a lot of money built up. Certainly not after the already present reinvestment that has to take place in the next round. There's even more for Zoking. The spray not quite landing over onto the second player. That could have been the round in the bag, but now it's all down to Alman to make it work. Cabal's one hit to this Deagle. So there is a chance. Cabal's the only one protecting the bomb as well. Alman swings out, but he can't land it. And so we go 13 to 11, but 3 kills is very good for Vici.
And now they can buy back up. A little bit of a closer round than Tiger was definitely expecting, especially since the last rounds were so one-sided. Yeah, Jam Young kind of in the middle of the pack for his team. Dobu as well, as we kind of compared Joking and Dobu in the beginning. Joking's actually on like 21 kills. I think he's on 22 now. Again, Kaze trying to get aggressive with the op. It feels like Vici are just trying to force something almost. Like jamming in the last round, I understand with that round because he only has the one rifle for the team, so he has to look for kills. This time, Kaze goes for a quick peek towards outer. And Tigers continue just to wait. They have no outside presence in this round. But at the same time, they're looking to hold any sort of aggression out of Vici.
Yeah, it's a very passive hold by Dobu. You can see he's towards the T-spawn. Late on, they'll smoke the cross, go out here and try to do something. The molly down is for secret. It's being heard by Alman. Communicating that over. Kaze's ready. Finger on the trigger, but they're not going to give him the chance. They'll smoke that off. Smokes in on the cross. Flash over as well. They're easily going to get a player over towards secret. And Kaze retreats to just watch main. He's making sure that that angle's completely clear. And that's especially needed because they have to send a player down to keep an eye on the B side. Dobu's even making a lot of noise. He can quickly come up the vents or just retreat back to outside because Tiger at the moment are looking to take the A site. Oh, Kaze! He spots it with the knife, gets away with his life. Knows there's 3 players there and that they're going down the ramp at this point. Player on the site, Jam Young's good for 1. Only the 1, but he did damage to Cabal and delayed them. With 12 seconds left, that might just be enough. Dobu! Advent made a big mistake going down the vents like that, slowly giving Dobu the angle and the time to take him down. I feel like he could have waited for Alman, but at the same time, I suppose he wanted to be down there just in case something happened on the bottom of the ramp. And soaking, oh no, he's giving away his position. The shot hit eventually to 9, but it's a 2v1. And a perfectly winnable one at that with Alman being so low. He has to be very cautious. Never mind, Kaze just wall bangs him to death. That's a defuse. A round win for Vici as they put it on 14. But a very close one as well, Jason.
Yeah, very.
And if Kaze doesn't find those picks with the AWP, that initial pick, you could very well see that go to Tiger.
I was even looking at if Cabal if he peeked towards ramp a little bit earlier on when his teammate was being, playing ring around the rosy within the smoke towards ramp. Obviously, the kind of situation he was in, he had to watch out for himself. Didn't know where the rest of the players were going to be, but if for some reason he did peek, gets the kill. So then quickly at 2-on-2, and that's definitely going to be holdable. I am worried, though, if we see 15 hit for Vici, what money will Tiger have? They've been on a massive tear. The loss bonus is completely gone. Almost everything thrown into this round. You can see Cabal on 3,400, NCL on 39. I love me some XM.
It's a beautiful weapon, isn't it? It's a nice skin he's got as well. We'll see what kind of damage Advent can do with it. As he holds up close, the players look to come around the corner. 1 with the XM, but he swaps off. Look to throw a nade in. Unfortunately, wasn't ready for the big swing. And with that, NCL and 9 find 2 duels that go their way. Jam Young tries his best to answer back, but has to be quite cautious. There's no support now towards the site. Alman smoked off, and so too is up in heaven. But Jam Young, he doesn't give a damn. He just goes straight out. They're not expecting it. 1 kill, the damage done for the second, but he doesn't follow up. Urkas somehow still alive. And with Kaze having the op, that damage might not matter a whole bunch. He has to hit this, and he can't. Oh, that's a really, really bad spot. I mean, Jam Young should have had 2 on that, especially with the HP of NCL in the end.
Oh man, again, just like one little change in that round, one little thing going differently. And that could have been the map. Now what do they have to spend? Just pistols. I mean, I'm not going to count them out. If it was Tyloo, I'd say, well, this is going to be 15th round for them. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect Nuke to necessarily be this close with like the win record Vici has on this. Kaze's already going to be Molotov'd off, so he can't really go for a peek towards outside. Joking. He's just waiting for his moment to pounce. He'll be blocked in the meantime. That smoke will fade. And actually, they're just going to mostly back off. Actually, no, maybe they're just re-smoking. Yeah, re-smoking in. And Cabal is looking for any aggression in towards T lobby. They're taking their time to get around this corner. Aircat's just making sure to clear this out. Again, they know they're against pistols here, so they're trying to make sure this is going to be clean. A lot of information being gathered just from sound cues alone, but no damage. Okay.
He's got a good spot. Player in towards hell that can bait for him as well. He's hearing these players run all around him. They most likely don't suspect him to be here. He starts to make a move coming up behind them, but he's spotted straight away by the sentinel they left towards outside of Dobu. With that, around is under heavy threat. I mean, the players are on predictable angles that are just being pre-aimed as they come on around. And Alman's left is last alive. Opens the door, they know where he is, and easy peasy done. 14-13. And the question coming into this half was, were Vici going to be able to perform better than they did last time? Obviously, as we mentioned, Tiger had a pretty decent T side, 9 out of 15 rounds last time they played Vici here on Nuke. And so the question was, well, would Vici be able to do better on the defense this time? And so far, the answer has been a resounding no.
Well, if we imagine we go over to Mirage with Tiger being up 1-0.
Yep.
Could this be a 2-0? Could they close it out on the next map?
It's
Could
very
they finally
likely
pick up a victory against Vici and break that 100% win streak? I think they played it 9 times. It's not like they've only played it like, you know, once or twice and have a 100% win rate. Yeah, they played it 8 times. This is their 9th. And Tiger played it 8 times and have a 50% win rate. This would honestly be a massive win and a massive blow to Vici. And set up some smokes. The thing is, in that last round alone too, they left Cabal back watching T lobby for anyone to push out in towards T spawn, right? And
yeah.
With all the noise they were making, I swear it was just to get Cabal set up, so when they did execute through main in towards the site, he was ready to go too. And then they just collapsed, and then you saw him get a kill, and they just overran the site completely. Obviously, Dobu did save the round a bit by spotting out Kaze, who could have flanked. It was a methodical round. I think it was smart.
This one here is going to be much more pointed. I mean, they have no control in towards the B side. Jamyoung's playing quite passive. He's got no utility to flush them back off these angles, though, so he has to win these fights as they come, and he can't. NCL goes down low. Cabal finding another frag, and with that, the side has fallen, and Vici might just save. They haven't got a lot of money. Kaze's already pulled back from ramp, and you see Advent and Alman start to back off. That's it. 14-14. The buy in the next round not going to be pretty either. And that's if they save all 3 of these weapons. There's a strong likelihood Tiger go out to hunt them because they've got plenty of money on that T side. Now they know where the op is.
This is all going down a hill, Mitch. Vici getting 8. Oh, that freaked me out. I thought someone just disconnected as they're walking into spawn. They switched points of view. This is, yeah, 8 rounds straight on the T side after losing 4. Now as they swap over, it's been quite bad as well. They take themselves the first 5. And end up losing the last 4 and then winning a round. And then losing 2 in a row. Sorry, 3 in a row.
Here comes Droney McDroneface, as Dinko has very originally named it. The photographer of Zoking. 12 flashbangs used. Considering all the rounds played, I don't think that's the most, but I mean, he is the entry, so you got to give him a bit of credit for still playing support at times. Maybe even for himself sometimes. I presume that's 12 flashbangs like used efficiently, right?
Yeah,
like actually hitting those players.
I always wondered how people go up and down a ladder with no hands.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I mean, it makes sense that you have massive inaccuracy when on a ladder because you obviously have to hold on with one hand. That makes sense. Though the model doesn't show it.
I don't understand how people in real life go up a ladder with one hand. I'm always like really slow, really scared I'm gonna fall. Like holding on to this.
Pause it. Dobu gets in.
Oh no.
Is he gonna be expected? He's inside of a smoke. He's inside of a smoke they threw down. Are they gonna expect this? There should be no way. Not giving another angle to attack with onto the side. He hasn't cleared on top of Hut, however, that's Joking gonna be up there. I think gonna spot him out, but he's still gonna lose out in the fight, and Jamyang comes in. And Vici, where have they been with this? 2 on 5 now. And they're about to get to map point. They're trying to rush back towards ramp. 30 seconds to go. This would be an insane pullback somehow. Tigers can win this, but there shouldn't be a way. There's so much utility left. They have so many weapons. They're playing this safe. They don't need to stop the bomb plant because they're going to have money anyways for the next round. And they find the first 1v1, but Aircast wins the trade.
You know, with 22 health remaining, though, so it's a very easy kill for Jamyang to clean up, and 9 has to do it all. A 1v4. He's being shot from above, below, and just about everywhere. That is going to be another round for Vici unless they forget to defuse for 20 seconds. They're no G2, though. So 15 to 14 we go. And Vici, they're in a good spot. They're at least guaranteed an overtime at worst. The problem is, it's not like they forced Tiger to an eco, is it? Thanks to winning all those rounds in a row and somewhat cleanly at times, they've got plenty of money. At least for this one round. Yeah, and that was odd, right? Zoking just got so much space. Dobu was focused on the Heaven play. And it was almost the second he pulled off of Heaven and looked towards the hut that a player came up. So, you know, he spent a lot of time dedicated on that angle for nothing. 9! Oh no! That was so close. Props to him for if he hit that shot. But a man advantage for Vici early. And a very brave play, Jason. At the start of such an important round to just rush outside.
I don't think Vici won overtime. I mean, 9, you try to make to be that big playmaker as well. Aircast at least was going to respawn with the kill back to Kaze, so they keep things equal, 4 apiece. Oh, Almond and Seal's holding the angle. It's a tense moment in this round, but Jamyang's still here. He hasn't been cleared out. He hasn't backed fully waiting towards ramp until after getting the kill on Aircast. With only 3 players left for Tiger. And 50 seconds, they have a lot of work to do. Just throw this into overtime.
It's almost an insurmountable task, really. With Vici in a 4v3 and 40 seconds remaining, no map control, Tiger have got to go. I say no map control, actually. NCL's pushed up on ramp. He's managed to take down Alman. Went under their radar, but Jamyang eventually spots him and takes him down in the trade. Dobu with another, but 1-for-1s yet again. Cabal should have an easy kill here. Look, 2 HP, quick headshot as well. He doesn't know where Jamyang is. He was last spotted on ramp. So Heaven should be the first place he's thinking of. Maybe the flank as well through main, but no, he's looking Heaven. He wants this, a 1v1 for overtime. Tiger need this map, and the shot connected by Cabal. We are going to OT. As Vici failed to close it out despite a pretty decent T side. They can't get it done.
Not bad, Tiger. Again, a switch just gets flipped. They get absolutely wrecked the first few rounds on their T side, and then out of nowhere, they pick up the pace. They start to get very explosive when they enter towards these sites. They start to get these rounds, and coming down to the 1v1, well done. And now Vici, their 100% win rate, really at risk. And for Tiger, if they pull this back, if they win this map, there's that real potential for the 2-0 as we go over onto Mirage next. Double op investment for Vici. Jam Young, one of the first times we're going to see him on the op in this series. Tiger in the driving seat.
Tiger definitely not taking their hands off the wheel, that's for sure, but Vici are wrestling them forward. That double up setup can do a lot of damage. And considering the fact that, well, I mean, Tiger, look, they've gone for no outside control immediately, but they have plenty of utility left. They've been baited into using none of it, really, with the exception of NCL set. Just a flash to allow their cross. It's a shame, actually. Kaze's angle that he was on would have allowed him to see the cross without being blinded, but obviously... Oh, excuse me. Obviously no way for him to know that. Smokes go down, not in time. An early peek by Urcast that cost him his life. Another flashbang. Great utility usage by Tiger, although a little bit early going outside initially. Other than that, though, 20 seconds left. They've got to go B. They've got to go fast.
They got to hope no one's going to take down their planter. Ball's low. Nine's going to be tagged up a bit. NCL as well. Well, does get in towards the site first. Does get the Molotov to force Jam Young off the angle. It's actually really well done. And they get the smoke down as well. Bomb plant can be thrown in. And there we go. After plant situation, 3 against 4. Kaze has traded over to the AK. If there's another Molotov comes through, really limiting the angles that Vici can hit the side with. They're actually going to charge straight forward into them. Cabal, even with the help of the flashbang out of Alman, isn't able to do enough. Oh, 9. Almost position's been given up. He tries a flanker run from behind. He's the last alive. And this has to be Vici's round. There you go. I mean, good on Tiger to get the bomb down, but they couldn't hold the retake.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes there. It started with Urcast. Obviously, this shot here. Look, smoke goes down, but it's not yet bloomed. And a very easy shot for Kaze. Gets more opportunities later on. Actually, Jam Young with that no-scope was really nice to Gabal. And the push on forward. It was fun in all of those. 16 to 15. 1 out of 3 rounds in the overtime go to Vici. We'll see if they can get any more. Remember, it's 1st and 19. Swap sides after 3 rounds. So the CT side has been uncomfortable for Vici so far. But at least having that one on the board makes you feel relatively confident, because remember, they dominated the T side buy rounds.
What?
Oh, he was lost. Oh, God.
All he has to do is hold, like, to the right. You moved forward. Why would you move forward? What?
Major panic.
No, I don't. What is that? Why would you move forward ever? It's not like he's trying to get around a corner. He needs to move forward. He literally just holds D. That's weird. That's real. Okay, maybe he thought he was too far out of the corner and he was visible, so he tried to move. I don't know. No, I have no reasoning for that. That was weird, Mitch.
It definitely was. I'm not sure I can explain it either, but either way, I think he was pretty screwed. In either scenario, the difference was he maybe came out with a kill if he took it in the corner. Maybe.
Ooh,
either way, it's been traded back again and again, right? Like, there's been nothing significant.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I was building up to that being the huge difference in the round, but NCL is definitely calming that. And they're just going to ignore it. They know that Vici think they're gone outside, so they'll just take ramp. Free real estate, really, isn't it?
15 seconds, though. They have to rush. They have the info, but they need to hit the shots. Each now man advantage, the fall down. And that's going to be it. Joking. Control, 29 kills, gets the 3K. And Vici get number 17 on the board. And you already said before, they dominated on the T side when it came to buy rounds. But with 2 rounds under their belt, CT side, they have to be able to pull off 2 on T.
The other side of it is, right, although Vici did really well, especially in those early buy rounds, how many times did we see Tiger play without even a Molotov, where they had like 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and that was it, because they kept investing as soon as they could? So I don't know how well Vici will get on, but look, if they find this round here, I think it's almost definitely over. I don't think Tiger will be able to match that performance. So this is a very, very important one.
Still the double ops being maintained. Not running out of funds here. Aircast though takes down Advent. That was through a wall. I think that was through Hut. And Jam Young, oh, don't stop looking at this angle. They're about to round the corner on you. Instead of joking, pushes out. He actually takes down Dobo. I think that was towards Squeaky, so they get the bomb now down. Get that information, delay the round even further. 45 seconds, and in the 2 rounds more time we've had for Tiger, they've been so slow to actually go for the engagements, to go for the push. I think it was 20 seconds left in the first round. Last round it was about 15. Jam Young, he's looking to buy more time. He has a smoke, he has a nade, he's gonna block off one of the angles. Kaze's there as well, and I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna be 18 for Vici.
Yeah, NCL's got 20 seconds to go down, pick up the bomb, and plant it. Everybody's rotated to B, or at least is in heavy. Sorry, people are in good positions to rotate down to B. They haven't actually completely. I misread the X-ray for a second. 2 down events. Oh, up he goes, NCL. He had to go fast there. There was no way he could take the fight to Kaze and still plant. But it was a very brave zoom up the ladder. Didn't work, sadly. Kaze's too quick. 18-15. 1 round left for Vici. Almost. You know, it takes the UI a second to swap. I was like, wait, Tiger won those rounds? Am I going crazy? It's unfortunate, Jason, really, isn't it? I was hoping that this would be a close game, at least a close OT, right? You don't want to see a team make it all the way, like grind to get to overtime and then just flop. We mentioned it before. It's something we've seen a couple of times.
I mean, it is frustrating. It's also exhausting. Trying to remember what happened in all the rounds and trying to use that, especially when you do swap back over after playing out 18 rounds on one of the sides. Almond, he's gonna die. Aircast around the corner. You get the first 2 frags. Getting double up set up for them too. Cabal and 9. And Advent, he's been able to get down. He gets the first kill onto 9. That's the Opera now out. Tries to take this control, even trying to take the fight to the ramp side. He gets down Aircast. This is a 3-on-5 now, down to the 3-on-3. The bomb's still trying to make its way in towards ramp. The ball has so many angles to watch. I would not want to be him in this position. He'd be flanked from behind, which seems to be exactly what's happening out of Advent. He's not even looking the right way. First kill comes through and almost hits the second. I feel like they were almost even lined up. 50 seconds.
They've got time. They've got time to play, but they don't have map control. Oh, Dobu! The biggest whiff we've seen. A whole mag going into Jam Young. Well, past Jam Young. Only some of it into him. That's the problem. He's got 10 HP left now as they move in towards the A side. A plant almost certain. Jam Young, be very careful on your way down. Let's not see a repeat of earlier. Kaze is able to find himself the kill. Looking for more, and they've got it. And that wouldn't have happened if Dobu had have hit the shot. As in the one more shot that was needed. 19-15 we go, and an impressive showing by Vici in overtime. Shame they couldn't do that in regulation.
Yeah, like you said, frustrating to fight that hard to get into overtime and then lose 4 rounds straight. But then again, obviously it's going to be the choice of Vici, and Vici will maintain the 100% win rate now across the 9 times they played Nuke in the last 3 months. Bleh and Dinko, did you, obviously you guys had it as a 3 mapper. Did you expect Nuke to come down to being this close, first of all, Bleh?
No, not at all. Especially if you look at Tiger, somehow, how many rounds did they win in the end there? Like 5 rounds or something to take it to overtime. Credit to them, but I feel like we saw this from Vici recently as well, right? We saw them against the Divine Vendetta, how labored that win was, and this doesn't really give me that much of confidence. One thing we keep harping on about Vici is the fact that when it comes to any team not called Tyloo, they win convincingly. This wasn't convincing. And here's the thing, Tiger, they have looked so very shaky. That win against Lucid Dream, I'm not even going to count that because it's, for crying out loud, it's Lucid Dream. This should have been a much more cleaner affair from Vici. So, I don't know. It's kind of disappointing. Tiger, though, I gotta give them credit. It's a map where Vici are the kings in Asia, and they almost brought it down to a win there. Unfortunately, overtime kind of fell apart.
Yeah, Vici have been looking rough in the past 2 days now on Nuke. This isn't looking like their home ground where they're comfortable, at least against Divine Vendetta and Tiger, which are two teams you'd be expecting them to beat rather easily here on Nuke. So I'm a little scared for Vici moving forward. I think they've been on a little bit of a downturn in their last few matches now. And I'm going to be interested in keeping a close eye on how they perform into this next map, because right now this isn't the Vici we're used to. They're choking big leads. They had a huge chance to take this over the line convincingly. But Tiger, they just kept fighting back at this T side, and Vici couldn't do anything about it. So at least the positive sign is that, you know, Jam Young's still playing well, but it's still King that was most impressive for me. A lot of these entry kills coming in, he was getting involved in a lot of the early fights, and, you know, he lost a few of them, but he was still getting involved in those early fights. So exactly what you want to see. So at least still King, for the most part, is doing a good job.
It looked like he wasn't lacking confidence at all. Going to the last round, he had 31 kills as well. I mean, Jam Young too, 29. Kaze, I think around 20. I think it's one more in this. HLTV is a little bit behind we were currently cast. And on the other side, it's not that big of a split. I mean, 9 was leading the way at 25, and their bottom frag was NCL at 16. So it's not like really anyone was underperforming. I did like how they turned to this explosive play where they would somehow sneak through in towards Sacred. Not necessarily sneak through, but kind of keep their presence unnoticed, and then just burst in towards the lower site and catch, you know, Vici off guard quite a few times.